Y'all, hey y'all. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I was trying to make sure we got Instagram. We're good on Instagram. Everyone's there. We're tuned in. I'm excited. We got a lot to talk about. So I'm just making sure everyone's connected. We got the chat is going crazy already. This is insane. Y'all were ready to go. Y'all were locked and loaded, tuned in immediately, and I respect and appreciate it. We are going to get started with the coach's corner right now. And today we can't even just say the regular. We gotta. I'm gonna bring in Coach. I'm gonna bring him in. But good afternoon, good evening, Coach. But I can't just call you coach because the last time we talked, you were just the XFL conference champion. Since then, now you are the coach of the year. On top of that, UFL champion as well. So I have to add all those things to you. And congratulations and welcome back to the Coach's Corner.
Hey, appreciate it. Always God is amazing for sure. And the biggest thing is that yeah, we've been blessed to have accomplished a lot of great goals, team goals for sure. And we always talk about it as a team. As we have success as a team, you'll start to get individual success. So we've done that, accomplished those things, and we're very fortunate to have, like you said, we won the XFL side, and then to go on and win this championship overall in the UFL. So uh, kudos to all the people that's involved. Our entire organization, our coaching staff, our players, our GM Vaughn for what he did with our players, getting them here, support staff, just everyone involved with this all. So we're grateful for all of that.
Have you had a moment to yourself to sit and reflect on this entire season?
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, and then sometimes you don't think about it because you're so caught up in being pulled in so many different directions, and you have to do so
Mhm.
much. So um, maybe it hadn't settled in all the way yet. I had a news conference the other day, and the guy was giving me a history of what we've accomplished. I say but we've accomplished as a team when it comes to being a part of history, and I'm like, okay, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So I'm very grateful for that part as well. So it really hadn't just stuck on me yet. We living in the moment still.
It was a heck of a game. And I'll get into that in a second here. And just going back to week one and what you say the word, I feel like I say the word every week. I say it all the time. Adversity. Everything you guys faced and the mantras that you were able to develop throughout the season to get you through all of the things you've encountered. What was your favorite, I guess, maybe mantra that you've developed that helped that you look back on like that was a good one?
Yeah, I mean, it started actually with week one. To be
Uh-huh.
honest, when the schedule first came out, and we talked about it, and this was before taking over, and it was like, what better way to have it, to start out playing Birmingham, the three times champ. And so now that tells us our attention to details, like our antenna, everything that we do from camp standpoint has to be times 10. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because we cannot wait to try to, like, slowly get guys going. We have to go into this whole season and attack it from day one. And
Mhm.
so that was the best thing for us that could have happened because our approach coming into camp was totally different. So we embraced that part, and then we was very fortunate to win that first game, and then everything took off from there.
Yeah. I love the whole good thing. Um, I don't know when you guys started that. I don't know if that was a camp thing. I don't know if that was a week one thing, but seeing Jordan do it in the championship game was like a full circle moment for me to see like, look, I didn't win MVP, good. Like, let's go out there and get it done. So I don't
Yeah,
know where did that come from?
yeah. So that started. I think it was after the Michigan game, the first time we played them.
Okay.
So there was a video that we showed as a team, and actually, Coach Braswell had it, and we showed it to the offense, and then I said, "This is good right here, man. We got to show it to the entire team." So, and it was more so one of those things to where the guy talked about, he didn't get a promotion. Good, maybe I need to get better at my approach, or get better at my job, or I didn't get you know, the job that I applied for, and it's like, good. Well, maybe I need to be better in my interview, and whatever, all the stuff that the things that happened throughout the course of his life and career. It was always good because he always found a way to get better. From when not, always find a way to get better, but not bitter, and just figure out a way to figure out a different approach, and don't just linger into the bad of what happened. Find a way to be better at it. So that was our big thing. All year is like in the mid season, it's like good. We have a bad call, and those guys, always come to me on the sideline. See my antics as far as at the officials, and they're like, "Coach, don't worry about it. We good, and we good." So it always kept a positive outlook in our team throughout the course of that back half of the season. Everybody was always positive. They were like, they throwing flags on us. Good. Don't worry about it. We'll overcome it. They had a touchdown call back. Oh, good. We're good. Don't worry about it. So that was the approach. Those guys bought into that. And I tell you, there was a great group of guys that we have on our team.
Man, I love it. I want to, it's hard to get other people until they need to kind of take that on. But I love that. Like, that's golden. That is golden right there. Now, getting into this MVP conversation, obviously we all know what happened. The moment you found out, what went through your mind in regards to this team? I know a lot of us, I know immediately, I was like, oh man, this team is going to eat that. That is motivation. It's a wrap. Like, good night, Michigan is over. So what did you think in regards to the team, not just the individual Jordan, but the team when you heard that Jordan was not the MVP this year?
Yeah, I mean, I was disappointed for sure, and
Mhm.
knowing that the work that Jordan had put in all year, and so, but he made me feel better. Like, and one of the decent defensive players showed it to me on his phone. It's like, yo, coach, what's up with this, man? Like, is this real? Is it a prank? So,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I don't know, because I'm headed to a function on that Friday night to, accept some of the other awards, but. And then I instantly take to social media on Instagram, and then the first thing I saw was Jordan text good, and then all his other teammates was like good, and he had so many of his teammates reach out to him, not just on social media, but text him personally and all those things, and I tell you that shows the character in our group of guys of how they care about their teammate, and what he done for us, and how, I mean, his performance all year. And so we knew then that we already had a good game plan, but we knew then these guys gonna have a different attitude when they came out to that game that night.
I want to tell the people a little bit about this team. I said it in the press conference. You guys are different. This team is different. This team was a cohesive bunch, and there's no disrespect to the teams prior, but this team seemed to just love on each other and support each other differently. And I saw it in the media day. Mind you, Michigan came in, they did their thing, their coach talked, their quarterback talked. But when DC came in, you came in, you spoke, Jordan went on that stage, and the players even interacted. You had Briley Moore asking questions. You had guys lining up asking Jordan questions during the media press conference. And I thought that was the prime example of what I was talking about. This team is different. They love each other. They truly love playing with each other. And it was special. In that moment, I'm like, they have each other's back. And I want you to speak a little bit about it. I know I talked to Briley Moore about it, and he spoke on it, but I would love to hear you being there from the first year to now, seeing what those different teams are like.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Year one team was, we was very similar.
Mm-hmm.
team we have now. And so I tell you, these group of guys, like you said, like even I had some of the coaches sent me videos of it, even when I was up there speaking on the stage, and
Mm-hmm.
that just shows a lot. I mean, as a coaching staff, we're a very tight group of guys, and then the players see it, and then they're a tight group of guys. They love to go do things together. It's not just offensive guys or just one room wide receivers. It's a group of guys on both on defense, offense, special team. Those guys go golfing together and do all that type of stuff. So it didn't surprise me when all those guys was coming up there, flocking up there up to the stage and asking those questions with Jordan up there. And I mean, that's just been this team all year from day one. I didn't want it to happen, but even after the first game, the incident that happened, and we've kind of brushed that out the way already. But Joe Wallace was one of the first players up there to make sure that I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so that these guys, like I said, they're a tight group of dudes, and I mean, I'm so grateful to be a part of this with them and to serve as their head coach to do those things. And I mean, that's been us for the entire season, and that motto is us, we, and ours. We do it together.
Yes. And I want to talk about the fans a little bit before we get into the game itself. There's so many fans in the chat. Shout out to Carrie, Christian, DMB, Deadpool, Doug, the Defender, Ken, all of you guys. Zay, I already know District Defenders in here somewhere. Um, there was a moment that I loved pre-game when you went over. You do it at Audi as well. Go over, shaking the hands of the fans, and definitely stood there and got that the terror must be maintained or the empire's due chant. What does it mean to you to see the DC fans show up and show out in the way that they did for that championship game?
Yeah, I tell you, those they did show up out there, and it was pretty impressive to see our guys out there. And
Mhm.
again, I mean, we made it to be Audi West, so
Yeah.
it was good to see those guys come out there. And yeah, I mean, for me, I wanted to go over and again show my appreciation to them. No different than if we was in DC at Audi. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, it's important to me to make sure I go by and shake everybody's hand, because for them to come out and show some support to us, the players appreciate it. I know we as coaches appreciate it. I appreciate it. The entire organization appreciate it. So to see everyone come out to St. Louis, to Audi West, that was nice. That was nice, and that made it. Those guys play that much harder for sure.
All right, let's get into this game. This game was it started out, I'm not gonna lie, it started out, I was like, okay, man. All right. Michigan scores on back-to-back drives. Obviously, DC scored on straight possessions, but defensively, I saw a little like I don't know if it was anxiousness or frustration from the defense on those first two drives from Michigan. Did you guys have a conversation? Did you guys, just tell them to calm down, settle in? Was there anything said after those first two drives with Michigan?
Yeah, it was just more like you said. It was more of calm down, settle in, and the
Mhm.
game will come to you. Don't try to do things outside of the scheme. That was a message that I gave to the guys, the team, from both sides, all three phases of the ball. Don't do anything that you're trying to make plays that's not there. Play within the scheme. Don't press. Don't think this game have to be bigger than what it is. Just play within the scheme. Let your talents take over, and then we'll have good results. So our guys settled in, and then we started to get a couple stops.
Yeah.
Offensively, we had it going, and so special teams, those guys running down there, making tackles at the tackles, getting a turnover on special teams on kickoff. And
Mhm.
so, McCrane was, he was Matty Ice for us again, for the second week in a row in the playoffs and in the championship game. So all that stuff mattered. We talked to him about it. Like, just play within the moment. Don't press. Don't overthink it. Let's cross all our T's, dot our I's, and then play the game.
I'm gonna go over the goodness. I usually always do this. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna go over the goodness. I know we all know this, but again, 390 yards by Jordan, 21 for 28, which is one of the things I'm most impressed with. That just the 21 for 28. Um, Abram Smith, he also rushed for a touchdown. Jordan there. Abram Smith with 63 yards. Roland 53 yards rushing. Jackson 46 yards with 2 touchdowns. Roland also rushed for a touchdown. And did he get in the end? Did he get in the? No, he didn't have a passing touchdown. He only had a rushing touchdown. But then our guy Mickens. Mickens had a game. Had 132 yards and a touchdown. I can count on one hand who didn't get in the end zone versus how many guys did get in the end zone. You had Ty Scott in the end zone. You had Powell in the end zone. You had Moore. Who did I miss? I'm missing somebody.
Yeah, Roland.
Roland got it. I think I got everybody.
Yeah, Jackson.
Yeah, and Jordan. Yeah, I think I got everybody. But man, it was a game. 132 yards by making a 73-yard bomb at the end of the half by Ty Scott. That his first game back from injury. You guys offensively just were on fire. How did it just go in the locker room at halftime?
Well, I mean, for us at the locker room, you're right. Offensively, we had it going, and we had a really good game plan. Kais was doing a great job of mixing it in. Our O-line protected Jordan extremely well, kept him upright. So you always got to give those guys credit. But going in at halftime, it's more of a thing where you want to make sure the guys understand that we got to still finish all phases, offense, defense, and special teams. And so knowing that Michigan is a really good football team, Bryce is a really good quarterback, they got really good personnel over there. The thing about it was just like we cannot afford to let up. We cannot afford to think that this game is over. We have to go out here. Of course, with the 4th and 12 and what that can do for the game. And that's the unique thing about our league. And so, the whole message was like, we don't have a whole lot of adjustments. Let's just make sure that we continue to be better at the things that we're doing. You know what I mean? So, of course, you always want to try to continuously to establish the run. And we were able to do that pretty good. And that helped, again, our play action pass for Jordan to be able to push the ball downfield. So, with all of that, we got some key stops, and it got into that 4th and 12 moment to where it was like, all right, all we need is one stop, and we got that one stop, finally scored again. So it was good. I mean, we had no punts, so that's always good when you can do that and not turn the ball over. So we was pretty clean from that standpoint. We didn't have any turnovers, so that was the biggest thing for me.
Mm-hmm. And it was just constant, consecutively scoring. And I mean, as a coach, you had to be proud to see that. There were not often, I don't want to say often, there were times where scoring, getting those 3 and outs where you're coming on the field sometimes or being slow to score, but to see it being so consistent, it almost seemed like Jordan was just locked. He was locked in. He was on another level, like we probably have never seen before.
Yeah, I mean, he was possessed for sure. He was laser focused, and it went back to that night before. He got the message, and it was good. And so he came out with a chip on his shoulder. His teammates came out with a chip on their shoulder. The coaches came out with a chip on their shoulder. Even the support staff had a chip on their shoulder. So everyone felt, they all had the disappointment when we had the team meeting the night before, after everything was done. So everyone in there, and that says a lot about Jordan. Everybody in that team meeting said they had his back. So they showed it.
Well, I'm going to pause real quick. I have a special guest real quick that wants to say something to you. So just give me 1 second. Hello.
What's going on, Kate? What's going on, Coach? You and D having a good time tonight?
What's up, man?
Man, what's up with you? Coach of the year?
This is Coach of the Year.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry, I had to step outside the restaurant. I had. You hear me fine? Well, I got more. I got really good news for old Shannon Bob here, best coach in America.
You
My
got
son took me to dinner saying it was for Father's Day, and then when I got here at dinner, he surprised me. He wouldn't take me for Father's Day, and I think you know what I'm going to say, Shannon.
okay.
He's already married.
Oh man.
They eloped.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
I said, can I tell everybody yet? He said, well, we hadn't told nobody. I said, well, I'm going on to speak to Shannon. He said, oh, you tell Shannon.
Everybody.
Hey,
So I'm not the only one to love you to death. You know, he does too. But
yeah, that's,
yeah, yeah. Well, D, you do a great job. You really do. And I wasn't going to let the last day go by without not hopping on. And, you know, I don't need to tell you how much you mean to me. You know. D doesn't know. She doesn't know, but I think she can sense it. So,
yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
good seeing you. Everything
You
went
too. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna tell him, and I'll give him a hug for you.
yeah,
So,
definitely do it. Definitely.
well, give my my little favorite girl a hug for me, uh,
Yeah.
uh, and your wife and Shannon as well.
Tell them that hello.
I, I will. I will. All right, man. I love you.
Thank you,
Take care. Thank you.
Coach. Oh, okay. Surprise.
My man, Coach Kice, right?
Yeah, love Coach. Surprise everybody. I think everybody's in the chat is going nuts. I wish you could see. It threw me off. I gotta get back on track myself. Hold on. 1 second, y'all. Sorry. We live. But that was so sweet. Coach Kais absolutely sends his love. He just told me um you are like the best and like you deserve this. And so I was like, you know what, you got to come, you got to say something. And he knew he was going to be at dinner, but he's like, I'm going to try to step away. And I'm just thankful that he took a second to just come
Right.
and say something to you. So I appreciate you, Coach,
Yeah.
for stepping away. All right, let's get into a couple of fan questions that came through. You know, the number one question is, are we having a parade?
Yeah, I'm not sure about it.
Yeah.
That's something I don't know. I'm sure it'll be something that will be said here by tomorrow, or if anything. So we'll figure it out here in the next maybe 24 to 48 hours.
Okay, y'all. I asked the question, so please let me live, let me survive. And I will take on the task, even if we just do something at Walters. We'll do something. If the league doesn't do it, we'll try to do have a gathering where we celebrate because we deserve it. We deserve it. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get
Yeah.
something together.
Also yesterday, but it was so packed.
Yeah. Downtown yesterday was insane. I didn't even realize the Kendrick Lamar concert, and there was a Nats game going on. There was a lot going on down there. Now, the next favorite question is, are you back? I know we talked about this throughout the season. There's some meetings that has to be had. Were you able to have any of those meetings?
Not yet. Everyone's still busy. You know,
Yeah.
of course, part of the reason why I had to be in DC the last couple of days as far as these clinics and camps and things like that. So everyone kind of maneuvering around. And so, yeah, it'll be something to be talked about here real soon. You know, there's been some conversation had, but there'll be a more detail here pretty soon.
All right. They are definitely saying in the chat with the take the tag off. So just so you know, it's a lot of take the tag off messages in the chat right now.
That's right.
Okay. We didn't fully go through the game, but the people want to know. You guys have props. You were so prepared in this game. Whose belt was it? Whose belt was it? Who
Yeah,
brought the belt?
I tell you,
When
know,
did you notice that was on the sideline?
well, actually, it was my belt. So, so, and it was part of my pregame speech. You know, I took my belt off my loop in my locker, and I didn't realize it had my initials in it. And then so after I got done with it, whatever, and then I threw it on the floor, and one of the players just like, well, I'm taking it to the sideline. And I was just like, pick it up and bring it. Don't worry about it. So it was my belt. My initials on it. I think one of the guys took it for a souvenir because he had it around his neck on the plane the next morning too.
So you don't even have the belt back.
Yeah.
Oh man. I do that. I wasn't gonna say it. I was gonna let you get away with it. Saying I didn't know, but hey, what it is.
Yeah, they passed the belt around a good bit. So.
I love it. It was a great prop. I think it was a great motivator. The fans loved it as well. They're in the chat and they are eating this up. So they love you. Now, one fan asked, did you sleep at all? Because you looked so rested, so relaxed. Was it one of and so I'm going to add a little caveat to it. Was it one of those games where you like the playoff game where you were like, this game was won on the Wednesday or Thursday prior?
Yeah, I mean, it was we had another great week of practice, the same way we did the week before, leading up to playing St. Louis. And the other part was just seeing how these guys, that Friday night, the way, everyone kind of, addressed Jordan, like, man, we got your back, from everyone in part of the organization. So, I was at ease. I was at peace. And I felt great about, again, you saw Coach Kice come on. The offensive game plan we had was explosive. And then our defensive game plan was more of the same thing. And just making sure that we tackled. That was the main thing that we talked about, the last couple of weeks, was just making sure we tackle. Knowing that the first game we played these guys, that the team didn't beat us. It was fundamentals that beat us. So once we knew that our fundamentals was intact, and felt great about it. We had a great special team game plan. Coach Sharper and Carlton had a great game plan from our special team standpoint. So we was excited about that.
There was a moment I think I saw Coach Blake. He was like, "We'll score 65." Like he just was feeling it. He was feeling it. I don't know if it was like a penalty was called or something. He was going off on the sideline at one point. Man, what was the play of the game for you?
The play of the game was actually that it was two of them. One, the touchdown to Mickens, because that was huge, and then it got him off to a good start, and that was his first touchdown, right, of the season, to get in his zone. And then the turnover on special teams, because we talked about it. We challenged our guys about getting a turnover on special team, and once that happened, I knew everything else was going to take care of itself.
I'm gonna tell you right now, according to the chat, don't be surprised if one, belts are a new thing at Audi next season, and two, you will be receiving a new belt or two. So don't even worry about it if you don't get that belt back. So according to the chat, don't even worry. I just want you to know there may be a lot more leather belts floating through Audi in the beginning.
Oh, good.
So those two plays, awesome. I didn't even get to highlight the guys on defense. I'm going to do that really quickly. The only surprise to me is that Joe Wallace didn't have a sack. You had Malik Fisher with his sack. You had Roberson as well, and Thomas with that interception. And Roberson had that forced fumble as well. So those guys just constantly bringing it on defense. Hines led the team in tackles, just dogs. One guy, I just feel like he didn't get enough credit this year also, and the secondary is DeAndre Baker. And I want to highlight him because he was one of the ones at the end of the game, when all is said and done, he encouraged the fans to hop up on the platform and celebrate with them. And I thought that was so awesome.
Yeah, Baker, that's my guy, And I was wondering what happened, like how everyone get up on that stage, and I guess I know how now. But yeah, Baker, that's my guy. I mean, all these dudes, man, they, and he was one of the ones that always this year consistently, like, Coach, we got you, or Coach, I got you. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna make a play for you. So you have to appreciate that, from our players. And Baker is a dude, I tell you, he should be back into the NFL for sure next season. Selfishly, of course, I would want him to be with DC, but at the same time, the reason why we do this is, one, we want to win games and do things like that. But two, we want to make sure all of our players create value for themselves to get themselves back into the NFL.
I had this question and I was like, I don't know if I was going to ask it or not, but I was going to ask the question, if you could like protect a guy, like keep a guy, like this guy cannot leave me, who would it be? But like, again, you said selfishly, and it is a thing, because you this is a league that is supposed to get guys back to that level. Is there a guy that you would be like, look, I would love to have you, but is there a guy that you would love to keep?
I mean, of course, always, wanting to keep Jordan, right?
Yeah.
I do want for him to get back into the NFL and stick, but that's for all these guys,
Yeah.
I mean, selfishly for me, I want to keep them all, but at the same time, I want all these guys to have these opportunities to get back in there. And we have a great group of guys, a great core group of guys as well. And then, the nucleus of our team, the character of our team, guys are all different, but at the same time, they're all the same in some kind of way. And so that's what make our team so unique, to where they embrace all the guys that, or do things different and not the same. And it's the same way with our coaching staff. We got guys on our coaching staff the same way, to where we're all reaching and trying to go for one common goal, but we're all different in our ways, and that's the unique part about it as well.
I'm checking Instagram. There's lots of guys. Even Chris Blair is tuned in over on Instagram. I just want to make sure I don't want to leave anybody out, because this is one of our last times, and I just want to make sure we just include everybody's comments. So sorry.
Blair, my guy.
Lots of take the tags off. It's like a family reunion today. I'm just making sure I got everyone's saying congratulations. Oh man, so much love. Everyone's sending love over to you. Shout out to Chris Blair. If you have followed the DC Defenders from season 1, he's over in Atlanta now. So shout out to him.
Yeah. That's my guy.
Okay. Yes. All right. Next question. All right. When the 4th and 12, they started executing on those things, did anything alarm you? I don't want to use the word panic, but did anything kind of keep you on your toes, or did you kind of say something to Fred or say something to Coach Blake? Anything, to
Yeah, it wasn't so much of a panic. It was more of just trying to get one stop, and we all those timeouts in our pocket. And the biggest thing that we had was that, they having to drive a long field. We had, build such a big lead to where, the time was running. And, that was the best thing for it, that the lead we had built. And it was more so like, this just find a way to get one stop. Let's make sure our guys are fresh. So, after they got the 4th and 12, they went down and scored it, and they went down again and kicked the field goal. And I'm like, look, I'm going to save these timeouts. And, we're going to need our guys fresh to get one stop. And then eventually we got that stop. And as soon as we got that stop, Chris Rowland scored, right? So that, put the nail in the coffin. So, we knew that, they was taking their time. Long as they didn't give up no explosive play, long as we didn't give up any explosive plays, that was my biggest concern. Like, let's not give up no explosive plays, right? And so, we kept it from that standpoint, and we felt good about it.
Did you feel good because Bryce Perkins, obviously he was injured part of this year, had the kind of boot or brace on his ankle. His mobility wasn't what it was the first time you played him. Did you feel good about being able to contain him this time versus the last time?
Yeah, it was definitely that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
time we played him, he was healthy. We hit him pretty good. We just
Yeah.
never brought him down. So we knew that there was going to be plays that he continued to try to make that wasn't there. We just had to get him to the turf, and so we did a better job of getting him to the turf this game, in the championship game, than we did the first time we played him. But yeah, Bryce is a phenomenal athlete, and we also went into this game this time, in the championship game, uh, treating him as if he was a running back, not a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did say that that was how you prepared for this game, and when I saw and sitting listening to him talk about how his ankle didn't get worse in the previous game, to me I was like, this game is won. It was like, to me it was another check mark of how I knew DC had won the game. It didn't get worse, but it's not better, and it's still bothering you, so there's a significant concern there in my mind. So I kind of just had, I saw the blood in the water there with him. So I'm like, yeah, DC's, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same opponent that they faced that first time.
Absolutely.
All right. So the moment where, of course, the Gatorade comes and all that good stuff, but the moment where you were able to just set in, we've won this game, it's over, the job is done, it's the mission is complete. When was that? When was that moment for you?
Yeah, I tell you, it probably was when the Gatorade bath happened, because
Yeah.
even then I still was like, peeking at the clock. But once that happened, you look at the clock and you see where we are with the ball and all that stuff, and
Mhm.
you look at the point differential, and so at that point you knew that we had sealed it right there and at that point, and so it was a great feeling for sure.
Awesome, man. And then me and Mickens have the confetti thing going on. The confetti falls. The everyone's cheering. The trophy comes out. What are those emotions? Do you remember it? Is it all a blur? Like, what is it like?
Yeah, uh, yeah, so much going on. I guess you can call it. It was a little blurry, but it was so much going on. You still try to live in the moment. You're congratulating everyone, and giving
Yeah.
everyone hugs and things like that. So, but that's what it's all about, And everyone that worked so hard for that moment, and so it for me, that was the best feeling to see the smiles on all the guys' faces. And not just the players, but the support staff, and everyone that had a part to do with it. So
Yeah.
uh, fans, of course, and so to see guys come up on the stage, that was the biggest thing for me. And if I didn't have to go on the stage, I wouldn't have gone up there,
Mhm.
and just let everyone else have that moment, because that's, I mean, for me, I just look back and see everyone else. You're such a servant in the world, so, and that's how I am for me. It was just so exciting to see everyone, enjoy that moment, and that was the biggest thing for me, just making sure everyone, like seeing everyone have that moment and enjoying it for themselves, and
Yeah.
not taking it for granted, for sure.
It was definitely one of those, it's like surreal, but like you want to capture it, but then you also want to live it in, and you want to see everyone's reaction at the same time. And from the guys that just got there a couple weeks in to the guys that are, year 3 in, it was just a great moment for everyone. And I was just so happy and proud for you all. And let's go to the locker room because, of course, we get snippets of it. What was that like?
Yeah, the locker room was much more crazier than on the field, for sure. Guys, champagne. You know, they have them their celebration cigars, and you know, the picture with the trophy and all that stuff. And so, yeah, that was a great moment again. You know, to see everyone having an opportunity to celebrate with us, everyone that's a part of it, and just champagne flying everywhere. You needed goggles for sure because they got pretty good, and it felt like I got mace, and my eyes was burning so bad. So you need goggles anytime you're doing a champagne celebration. That's for sure. But the locker room atmosphere was pretty electric.
All right, all right. One last celebratory question. So those that do not know, after all this is done, they all have to get back on the same plane. So the Michigan Panthers and the DC Defenders all have to ride back on the same plane. So how did that go? How was that engagement? I have an idea. Saw a couple of clips online. I'm sure you guys had a good time. How was it?
Yeah, I mean, you would think that guys would be sleepy.
Yeah.
Because the late game, you going through the night. Those guys celebrated, and I still don't think probably 3/4 of the team went to sleep at all.
Mhm.
Uh, even coaches for that matter, or even support staff. So, uh, it was just one of those moments. I just put my earplugs in and just
Yeah.
and a lot of guys was just still exhausted. A lot of guys was tired and exhausted, but you had your couple guys that just embraced every moment of it, the entire ride home. So, but that's what it's for. Those guys
Yeah.
to enjoy that moment, and to live it out, embrace it, and go from there.
I know I would have. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall to be in that moment because like you only get to do it once. Like, come on, let's do it.
Yeah,
You don't know if you get back, we're just gonna make the most of it. We're gonna act the fool. We're gonna enjoy this moment because we worked so hard to get here. So,
yeah, yeah.
oh man, the fans have been so amazing. I I can't like when I tell you everyone showed up about all of the elite DC Defender fans, all of DC Limit, all of them are here. All of them are here, coach. So that just speaks to their love and support to you. So I just want to make sure I show them love and show them support. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank you for supporting the Coach's Corner week in and week out. Thank you to the fans that put on the tailgate. Thank you to Carrie. Like, thank you for passing out the merch. We passed out tickets. Thank you to everyone that pulled up, and showed out in St. Louis. I appreciate it. I know the guys. I know Coach appreciate it. I just wanted to make sure we spent some time to shout you all out because you truly, truly make this fan base want to like grow because people want to be included. So we appreciate you guys. I
Absolutely.
want to give Coach an opportunity to close it out. I know we went over time here. I just wanted to give you, Coach, just an opportunity to to close it out. I know we don't have games left, but hopefully we get to talk to you soon and solidify you being that DC Defenders head coach going into the next season. But I
Yeah.
wanted to give you.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, we want to appreciate you for allowing us to use your platform to tell our story, and so that was huge for all year to have this open engagement, right? And so the coach's corner was A1, first class for sure. So we appreciate you for that, And the other part, I mean, our fans, we so appreciate you guys and what you all have done for us, and the energy that you bring every week, even to the games at Audi. Even when we're away, we have so many fans at so many away games. It's unbelievable to see the fans come and show up to our away games. And then, I mean, even if it's not you're there personally, the love that we get on social media, from our fans, the love that they show to us. So we feel it all, and we can't thank you all enough. And so, we did it, and we finished the year out the right way. We did it, did it our way as well, and let's run it back.
Yeah. Did I leave anything out? Anything that I didn't touch? I tried to touch on a little bit of everything. I know we don't have unlimited time with Coach. Everybody wants to talk to him because he's a champ, So I know he doesn't have unlimited time, but I try to cover a little bit of everything, and I cannot wait to see the announcement, and we can't wait to see the next chapter of this DC.
Beer snakes. So the beer cups, beer snakes, right? We're gonna shields up, lemons, and then the BTA. You gotta have belt.
BTA. BTA.
Yeah. We add our arsenal next year.
Belts are a part of the uniform, y'all. Get it together.
That's right.
Oh, thank you so much, Coach. I can't thank you enough. It's been a pleasure, an honor to be able to find a way to engage with this fan base in a way that honestly other teams aren't. So guys, this is a blessing. So thank you for being able to allow this and you guys engaging to be able to keep us doing it. So thank you to you, Coach.
The organization out here doing this, and so
and the only way we can keep doing it is having you guys support it. So it's been a pleasure, it's been a blessing, and I hope that we can do it again next year.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. I'm so sad. I hate that I'm saying goodbye, but we'll see you soon. It'll see you soon. Hopefully, it'll be with some news. We'll have some type of gathering where we can all celebrate together. It's killing me to end this stream, but I know we gotta go. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Shields up, y'all. We're the champs. And I want to do one more shout out to our dear friend John, who passed away. I know we sent out a lot of love to him and his family. Appreciate it. So thank you to everybody that participated in that. And we will see you all next season. Bye.